So, which is the most likely to be a behavior cusp? A, learning to ride a bicycle. B, learning to clap your hands. C, learning to say yay when you like something. D, learning to keep your body calm. A is the correct answer, learning to ride a bicycle. So these are behaviors that open a person's world to new contingencies. So these set the occasion to access reinforcers that otherwise would not have been available. So a lot of examples of this are like crawling or reading. The cool thing about a behavior cusp is that it is socially valid just by its nature. It also competes with inappropriate responses. It has generativeness. So we'll often see these show up or similar skills show up in different behaviors. And obviously, it is likely going to be effective both for the person and for people around them. But a behavior cusp, the trick of knowing what the difference is between a behavior cusp and, say, a pivotal behavior, is that a behavior cusp actually opens up new physical or metaphorical contingencies. In thinking about this, the reason why crawling is a behavior cusp is because you can get places when you can crawl that you can't get when you're a stationary baby. Everybody's probably seen a baby at that point when it really wants to crawl, but it can't. And you can see that like, it wants to get in that toy box and take all the toys out, but it can't get over there. It wants to go into the kitchen and knock all the pans down, but it can't get over there. It's a stationary baby. But once the baby starts crawling, suddenly it can access whole new environments that have new contingencies. So it essentially allows the baby to get to new places that it couldn't get before. Similarly, reading does this on a metaphorical level, right? Once we can read, suddenly we have access to the ability to find books that we love and have contingencies of new types of books. Maybe we can read graphic novels. Maybe we can experience new worlds through written literature. But we can access that because there was this behavior that essentially was the gate that didn't allow me to get to those new places. And now that I can do them, the gate is gone, like the fence around these new contingencies is gone. So similar behaviors that are behavior cusp are like being able to utilize the internet opens up people's worlds to new environments, new people. Suddenly they can find people who have similar thoughts or feelings to them. All of that is different because of the skill. They can access all of that because of the skill of being able to operate the internet. It sets the occasion to access reinforcers or contingencies that they physically or metaphorically could not have accessed before. Going back to our question, all of these behaviors are great behaviors. Learning to clap your hands, wonderful. Learning to say yay when you like something, wonderful. Learning to keep your body calm, not as wonderful, but fine. It is a thing. But B, C, and D, none of those give us access to new environments, new contingencies, new potential reinforcers, just by the fact that we can go, whether that be physically go or like metaphorically go, if we're talking about internet or reading, we can access new things. We can go new places. And a bicycle does. If you've ever had a kid when they first learn how to ride their bike, like suddenly they can physically go places that they couldn't go before. I give this example of once you learned how to ride a bike at my grandparents' house, you could like ride to the store that was, I think it was like 2 miles away, which by the way, that's 80s parenting for you. We would just ride our bikes down to the store and suddenly we could actually like, buy our own candy because we could get ourselves to a store. And prior to riding a bike, you couldn't do that. So that's a great example of the bicycle being a behavior cusp because otherwise I couldn't access that store on my own. I couldn't access the contingencies that were available at that store prior to being able to ride a bicycle. So a bicycle is a behavior cusp that literally makes new environments available to me. Behavior cusps are not just like great behaviors that we want people to learn. Behavior cusps actually give access to other environments and potential contingencies that we wouldn't have been able to access before. This is me asking for reinforcement. Well, potential reinforcement.